Is it E3 yet? No, not quite. Well, we're close. We are close indeed. We're only a couple days away from E3 now, and to be honest, the E3's kind of already started because the trailers have started to roll in, like teasers for what will be shown at E3 is starting to roll in. I haven't made a video in a while, and of course E3 is it starts on Monday, so I figured now is the perfect time to come back and make a video talking about my predictions for E3, I suppose. Running down the 4 big conferences, that is Sony, Microsoft, EA, and Ubisoft, and taking a guess at what they will show. So this is going to be based off of kind of rumors and leaks, and then my own common sense and guessing and desires for what I want to see at E3. So feel free to save this video right now and come back to it on Tuesday morning or Monday evening if you're going to be fast about it, and tell me how wrong I am, because I will undoubtedly be off based on, I'm going to say at least half of this. I'm going to say I'll get 50% right. 50% of the total. I don't know how many total predictions are on here. I'm too lazy to count it. There's a lot of bullet points written down in front of me. So, yeah, let's hop into things, starting in the order that the conferences will go. Microsoft kicks off the day at, I think, 9:30 a.m. It might be 9 a.m. I'm not sure, but they're going first as usual. So, what do I think Microsoft will show at E3 this year? Well, the obvious one is Halo 5 Guardians. I think they're going to show a trailer and give a release window of fall 2015, because these big titles always come out in the fall, in around October, November, December, and it's obviously not coming out this year, so I'm saying next year. I think it's already been confirmed for 2015, so I'm just kind of adding a season onto the year we've already been given. Next thing I think they're going to show that has been teased a bunch and rumored for a long time is Halo 2 Anniversary. I think they're going to come out and show a demo. They're going to do a gameplay demo, a stage demo, as well as a release date in fall 2014. I don't know the exact date. I'm not going to take a guess at that, but I think they're going to announce that for this fall, so they have something to really push the system, because Quantum Break's in 2015, and Sunset Overdrive is a totally unknown entity right now. Speaking of Sunset Overdrive, I think they're going to show a new trailer. They've been showing a ton of footage of that lately, so I don't know if they're going to come out with a full-blown stage demo. So I'm going to say trailer and a release date in September 2014. October is stupid jam-packed. November is the month of Call of Duty. And September is pretty much empty besides Destiny, so I'm going to say a late September release for Sunset Overdrive to beat the October rush and to steer clear of Destiny a bit. Next thing I think they're going to show is Quantum Break. I think they're obviously going to come out with a stage demo for that, because we've seen so little of it so far. And in addition to that, I think we'll get a release date, and I'm going to say March 2015, because that seems to be the sweet spot going into the start of the year. January, everyone's kind of getting back into the swing of work and school. February is just kind of a dead month. March just seems like a good spot, in my opinion. I don't know, throwing that out there. And now, the big things really to look for at this conference, in my opinion, is the rumors of Microsoft securing an Xbox One, a third-party Xbox One exclusive. So that's not an internally developed game. That's from someone else. And there's also more rumors kind of coming up now about another timed exclusive for Xbox One. So I'm going to take a stab at what I think those are. Dragon's Dogma's been thrown around a bit because Capcom's not in the greatest state. But as I understand, that sold a lot more in Japan and on the PlayStation consoles, so it would not make sense to me for Capcom to do that unless Microsoft was offering up a ton of money. So, and before I get into this, Fallout, Mass Effect, all these huge titles that people are suggesting are going to be Xbox One exclusive. No, I'm not an insider, but I can just tell you no right now. That's not going to happen. So let's get to my actual guesses. So for the game that will be exclusive to Xbox One, permanently exclusive, I think it's going to be Vanquish 2 from Platinum Games. Platinum has a bit of a history. Well, I don't know if you can call one game a history, but they've done this before where they took a game that was multi-platform and then its sequel was exclusive. Bayonetta 2 is exclusive to Wii U because Nintendo is funding that game. So I'm going to say the same thing happens here with Vanquish. They're going to make a sequel, Vanquish 2, or whether they want to throw a subtitle on it, I don't know. But I think that will get announced as an Xbox One exclusive, Microsoft funding it, and that will be kind of their big game. For me, in my head, it fits with at least my image of Xbox over the last bunch of years. And maybe Phil Spencer's trying to change that, and they have a totally different game as a result. But that's what I'm thinking. As for the timed exclusive, I think they're going to go in and save Rainbow Six Patriots. This game's been in development hell for years and years and years now, and apparently they've totally restarted it. So I think that's finally going to resurface as something very different from what we saw a few years back. And I'm going to say 6 months exclusive on Xbox One, then it'll hit everything else. Microsoft, of course, is trying to compete with Sony, so there's going to be some push. There's going to be a big push on the independent side. I don't know what games they will show there, because they still have that stupid parity clause going on. Maybe that'll be what they announce. Maybe they will announce that they're getting rid of the parity clause, and all the indie guys will get all happy about that, and we'll see how that goes. So that's my predictions for Microsoft. The next conference is EA, Electronic Arts. They've said they're showing, I believe, 6 new titles. So that means there's going to be a lot to show in addition to what we already know about. So let's start running things down. One of those titles that was supposed to be unknown and first revealed at E3 is Battlefield Hardline. They're going to show off a multiplayer demo for that. They've already confirmed. And they've actually given the release date now of October 21st, so that's not really a prediction. Now we know the release date. The next thing that's going to be shown, in my opinion, well, actually, not in my opinion, this has also been confirmed to appear there, that's Star Wars Battlefront. I think they're going to show the campaign for Battlefront instead of multiplayer and give it a release window in fall 2015. My guess is November 2015 to give it about a month before Star Wars Episode 7 releases. I'm really excited to see that one. The next thing that they've confirmed is going to be there is Mirror's Edge 2, or whether it's a subtitle. I think it's going to be a subtitle because it's supposed to be a prequel and a reboot. They're going to show off the game in action, a trailer. I don't think it'll be a stage demo. And they will tell us that the game is coming in 2016. The next thing I think is going to show up is Need for Speed, the new one that's coming out next year in 2015. There isn't a new Need for Speed this year. I'm hoping to God this one's really influenced by Need for Speed Underground, because those games were awesome. And that'd be really cool. So that's what Ghost Games is working on. And the old house that was the home to Need for Speed is Criterion, one of my favorite developers, though they've undergone a ton of changes recently, and I'm struggling to speak. But they have a totally different makeup, and they're showing off a new game as well. They're going to tease it. No idea what it's going to be. If it's Black 2, I will be very happy, because the original Black on PS2 was gun porn at its finest, and I loved that game. Of course, Dragon Age Inquisition will be shown off. That's already been announced months ago. Maybe Mass Effect 4 makes an appearance to fill in one of those open spots. Maybe Visceral even teases their Star Wars game, whatever Amy Hennig and Todd Stashwick are working on after they left Naughty Dog. And, of course, their sports titles will be there, Madden, NHL, FIFA. I think NHL will get some stage time because it's the first next-gen title in that series. So that's what I think is in store for EA. Remember, EA, and next conference I'm going to talk about is Ubisoft. These are shorter conferences. I believe they both run for an hour, whereas Microsoft and Sony go for 2 hours because they're the first-party guys. They got to talk about their consoles and multiple consoles and all their services, in addition to their own first-party games and the just mess of third-party stuff that they will bring out that I'm not going to go on about. Like, Microsoft will undoubtedly have like Call of Duty and stuff like that in there, and Sony will have Destiny and Ubisoft stuff and Warner Brothers stuff because they're all buddies. So I'm not going to get into detail on that. But anyways, into the next conference, the third conference of the day, and that is Ubisoft. Now, Ubisoft has had probably the weakest offering in terms of the overall package. Their conferences have been the weakest in the last couple of years. But they've pulled out these epic game reveals at the end of stuff that no one's ever heard about. It doesn't even leak a little bit. I don't know how Ubisoft's doing it. And they show these games off, and it blows people away. And, in 2012, that was Watch Dogs. Last year, that was The Division. And obviously, Watch Dogs, for a lot of people, hasn't lived up to the hype. Personally, I'm enjoying the hell out of the game. We've seen so little of The Division since E3 that, it's hard to say anything about those games right now. And Ubisoft has said they're going to have something, I think they said they're going to have something even bigger at the show this year. So, of course, their kind of flagship franchise, I guess, is Assassin's Creed. I think they are going to come out with a stage demo for Assassin's Creed Unity, which is the PS4, Xbox One, and PC AC game that's coming out this year. And they're going to announce a release date for that in October 2014. I'm going to say, let me bring up a calendar. October 28th. Let's go with October 28th, since I don't think there's anything tagged for that day yet either in that jam-packed month. So I think they're going to announce that game for that day. And then they're going to show off Assassin's Creed Comet, the PS3 360 Assassin's Creed that's coming out this year, with a trailer and a release date. Either it'll come out on the 28th as well, or they'll push it back a week or two into November. Next thing they're going to show is Far Cry 4. Going to bring out a stage demo for that, because we've seen nothing about the game yet. And I think they'll probably detail the season's pass a bit, because I think they've already confirmed it's going to have like a $30 season pass or something. Or maybe I'm confusing that with something else, and if so, then totally disregard what I just said. But Far Cry 4 will obviously be there with a stage demo. Next thing I believe they will show off is obviously The Division. They're going to want to show something of that. Whether it's a stage demo or a trailer, I don't know, but considering with Watch Dogs in 2013 they showed a full demo, I think they're going to show another full demo for The Division. And you know what? It's Ubisoft. Screw it. I'm going to say the visuals are not going to be up to what they were last year. Anyways, I think they're going to give a release window on that for Q3 2015. Don't want to give a season or a month. I just think it's going to be in that back half of the year. I'm sure we'll see something about the Watch Dogs DLC that's already been talked about, the T-Bone expansion stuff, and get a release date on that. I think it's going to be December 2014. And since they already would have shown a trailer for it at the Microsoft conference, I think they will come out with a stage demo for Rainbow Six Patriots at their own show. Unless they're running out of time. I don't know. And then they'll give a release window for that. And that, I have no idea. That's going to be probably late 2015 or going into 2016. Who knows? That game's been in development hell for so long. And I think their big, massive game that's going to shock everyone, even though I have no nostalgic feelings for it. I know a lot of people do. I think they're finally going to show off Beyond Good and Evil 2 with a teaser trailer, no date, no nothing, just saying, look, it's coming. It's going to be on PS4 and Xbox One. And I think that'll be their big thing. So now let's get into the conference that I will know the most about, because I am a giant Sony fanboy. And the conference that closes out the show, or that day, because who really cares about Nintendo Direct the next morning except people who love Nintendo? Sorry to Nintendo fans, but their show is just not on the same level as these other conferences now. So I think Sony's going to, of course, have a ton of second-party and independent indie developers support. They announced a bunch of games at Gamescom last year that we've heard absolutely nothing about since. So we're definitely going to see Rime, Shadow of the Beast, Everybody's Gone to the Rapture, The Witness. I'm sure we'll get release dates and just gameplay footage of all those games, or more gameplay footage of all those games. Going into their big titles, I think the first thing they're going to show off is The Order 1886 with an extended demo. We've only seen small snippets of gameplay here and there. I think they're going to give us a nice long demo to sink our teeth into, as well as a release date in February 2015 is my guess. Because, of course, I said that's a dead month. There's nothing there. Maybe it goes to March and it matches head-to-head up against Quantum Break, but either way, those two games are going to be postured against each other early next year. One of the other things I think they're going to show is Infamous Second Son. Obviously, the game's already out. I'm talking about an expansion and or standalone DLC. Maybe it's one and the same. I'm sure they'll show a trailer for that, maybe showing off a new area of the city, new missions, maybe a new power, hopefully a new power, and a release date for that. I'm saying November 2014. Naughty Dog's going to obviously show up and show off The Last of Us Remastered, show the game running on a PS4, and give it a release date sometime this summer. I think it might end up being June. Maybe one of those things where, like, here's the game running on PS4, and it's out now. Which would be kind of neat, actually. But I'm saying June 20th to be specific, since that's been rumored for a while. And of course, they're not going to leave the stage right there and then. They have Uncharted to show off. So I think we will get a gameplay teaser with Nathan Drake showing up and Nolan North narrating to show people, look, he's in the game, quit freaking out. And they will reveal the full title for the game, as well as a release window of fall 2015. If you want to get specific, I'm saying November 2015 is probably the latest the game will come out. Maybe they surprise us and release it in the summer, like they did with The Last of Us. Now, the two big ones, the two behemoth games, at least in my opinion, that Sony will have to show off, one of which has leaked, is Project Beast. I think they will come out with a stage demo. Maybe not a long one, but they will come out and show the game in action with a trailer, reveal the title, whether it's Beast Souls, whether it's Bloodborne, hell, whether it's just Demon Souls 2, and they are going to give it a release window of, I'm saying, summer 2015. I think it'll be an August or early September release in 2015. Now, the big one, the biggest one for a lot of people that I really hope finally shows up and is probably the most likely alongside Beyond Good and Evil 2 for me to get totally wrong. So if I do get it wrong, come back and tell me to eat crow and I'll do it. And I'm going to go on a limb here. I'm going to say The Last Guardian, PS4, December 2014. Let's bring up a calendar and look at the dates, and I'm going to give an exact date. I'm going to say December 5th, 2014. This year is when The Last Guardian will come out. There's a very high chance I'm going to be wrong, but I'm going with it. Anyways, those are my predictions for E3. A lot of them are safe bets. I tried to keep my list realistic. I've been tweaking it a bunch the last couple weeks. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know your predictions for E3 in the comments section below. Share what you want to see. Like the video, share it around with your friends, stuff like that. They can all tell me how wrong I am on Tuesday as well. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.